Aphrodite, and welcome back to my channel once again. Today we'll be flying the JF-17 Thunder in a full BVR configuration with 4 SD10 and each one mounted on a independent rack, but together they are basically mounted on dual ejector racks, 2 PL5E2 and an SPJ self-protection jammer KG300, and we will be flying in a massive air battle against the Indian Air Force Sukhoi 30 aircraft, which is armed with 8 around 4 5 6 8 R-77 missiles and 2 ECM electronic warfare system, which is, I think, name is Lubratsia or Subratsia, something like this. And we will have a massive air combat against the Indian Air Force with the Sukhoi 30, and we will be one-on-one with our we will be head-on with the JF-17 Thunder. Here's the strategic map where you can see around 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Sorry, 28 JF-17 Thunders against 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36 Sukhoi 30, and they are around, let me use the scale, they are around, no, is this, yeah, they are around 56, 57 point, no, 58.24 nautical miles apart from each other. So it's a very good range for a radar lock. So let's jump inside the cockpit of the JF-17 Thunder and start the air battle. Alright, manual waypoint, FPM on, IFF M2 on, transmit and receive both have been turned on. Alright, data link has been turned on, air to air mode selected, the limiter has been set to off. We will not change the prep, target size, small, whatever. we're not going to change that. Now what I'm going to do is increase the throttle to mil power, turn on the special afterburner feature, which is combat, turn on interior lights, brighten the lights, turn on anti-collision lights, and we are set to go. Turn on the radar, increase the radar range to 80 nautical miles, select the target. We have selected 2 targets, then tell our wingman to engage. Then now I'm going to tell my wingman to turn on their ECM SPJ. I also do the same. Combat, chaff, manual. This has been turned on, and you can see the jamming is set to forward, means the spectrum of jamming is forward. I have 68 chaff and I launched them manually. So we are ready to go.
Flight, engage bandits. Contact medic 312.45. Contact medic 312.40.
Missile.
Fox 3.
Tracking.
And 2 missiles are away.
Tracking.
Flight, engage bandits.
Tracking.
Contact bearing 293.
I've launched 1 more missile.
Contact bearing.
Now I'm defending.
Contact bearing 3.
I'm defending. Now turn on the dogfight override mode to use the PL5E2. I'm on full afterburners, and I'm going to set the jamming spectrum to backwards because I have no threat on my 6 o'clock. Now I'm going to climb and have a height envelope. And we are one of the worst thing about massive air battle is if your aircraft have been merged together, the friendlies and the foes. It makes it very difficult for the pilot to select the targets. Okay, I've dodged the missile and I climb again. And here we are again. 12,000 feet above sea level, 400 knots, and we are in afterburner. Now let's do it best. Shit, we are in a missile. We have to dodge a missile again. We've dodged a missile. I'll try to climb again. And as you can see, there are more thunders in the air than the Sukhois. So this means 36 Sukhoi 30s aren't enough for 28 JF-17 Thunders. And JF-17 Thunders are superior than the Sukhoi 30. This is what it means. So in a massive air battle, the Indian Air Force would need a lot of Sukhoi 30s or more modern aircraft than a Sukhoi 30 to counter the Pakistan's JF-17 Thunder. So I guess there are just 4 over here in a strategic map, and the 4 they were too scared to engage and they went away. So I'm going to do is I am half on fuel, so I'm going to reduce my afterburners and return to mill power. And I guess we have one.
Spring flight. Engage bandits. Springfield 1. Engaging bandit at bullseye 313 for 14 at 1,500.
And you can see the battlefield picture over here. We have one. I can end this right over here, but I'll just take a chance to go a bit further. What I'm going to do is climb the altitude so I can conserve my fuel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim my aircraft. And I have trimmed my aircraft.
21. Springfield 1. Tally Bandit at Bulls 323 for 17 at 2,000. Contact bearing 314.
Okay, we are 21,000 feet above sea level and increasing altitude. But I think now it's time to turn off this SPJ because we don't need it anymore. SPJ off. And we are again
Tracking.
in an air combat.
Tracking.
And I believe this time we are going to win.
Tracking. Tracking.
We are going to have some losses. We have lost one Thunder,
Tracking. Tracking.
but
Tracking.
I'll do my best to support my
Tracking.
comrades up in the
Tracking.
air.
Tracking.
And here we go again.
Tracking.
Here we go. One more Sukhoi 30 shot down.
Tracking. Tracking.
Defending Bandit at Bullseye 317 for 40.
Tracking. Tracking. Tracking.
Oh my god, is it a friendly fire?
Tracking.
No, it's not a friendly fire.
Chevy 1
Tracking.
engaging
Here we are.
Bullseye 333 for 35 at 8,000. Colts 1
Tracking.
engaging Bandit at
Tracking.
Bullseye
Lock.
325 for 46,000.
Tracking. 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 Lock. Lock. Tracking. Lock. Tracking. Lock. Tracking. Lock. Lock.
Contact
Lock.
bearing 320.12.
Lock. Lock. Lock.
And missiles away. Fox 2. And oh shit, we missed it. Missed.
Tracking.
Shit.
5,000, 6,000.
Tracking. Tracking. Tracking.
Now I'll have to go with guns on him. I have to turn on guns.
Tracking. 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 Lock. 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 Tracking.
And
Tracking. 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 Tracking.
oh we were shot. Doesn't matter.
Angle of attack.
And here we
Angle
are.
of attack. Lock. Lock. Lock.
And I'll try my best.
Tracking. 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 Tracking.
And I've hit this aircraft.
Tracking. Tracking. Tracking.
And this aircraft is out of service. Shot down.
Chevy 1 defending Bandit at Bullseye 321 for 35.
And we have won.
Chevy 1
So,
slash Bandit at Bullseye
let's
321
count how many
for
Thunders are left.
18,000.
There's one Sukhoi 30 left. And how many Thunders are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 Thunders. So 36 against 28 means 11 Thunders are going to survive in this statistical data that we have collected today. And remember, viewers, that in a real combat, this is just a simulation, but in a real combat the situation is quite different. than what happens in a simulator. The simulator is just there to give a concept, but in real warfare things go very differently. So it is not necessary that in a real conflict the PAF is going to lose as much as more than a dozen of Thunders engaging Sukhoi 30. It can also be possible the PAF does not lose any aircraft, especially in a scenario where they do not merge against each other. Now in this scenario what happened was we merged against each other. The JF-17 Thunders merged with the Sukhoi 30 in a close range combat, so that is why we bared so many losses. If we wouldn't have done that, then we would not have some such losses. So guys, stay tuned. Thank you very much. If you like my page, do subscribe. I'll be coming with more videos of the JF-17 Thunder. Take care. Goodbye.